Hey guys, this is Shauna, the CEO and founder of LivBay Lash here in Las Vegas. This channel is dedicated to everything lashes and beauty, so if you haven't yet already, go ahead and hit the subscription button below. In today's video, I'm going to be going over how to properly use your adhesive throughout your appointment. So as a lash artist, a lot of the concerns that you are going to have is how to use your glue properly, how to switch out the glue dots, how to shake it, how long do you shake it. This is super important to know because you want to get the most bang for your buck out of your adhesive. So first things first, before you start your appointment, you're always going to want to shake your adhesive. So you always want to shake it side to side. If you don't have a glue shaker, you can shake it by hand. Shaking by hand, you want to make sure that it's at least a minute or two. That way you are getting all the ingredients properly mixed in. So your second drop that you will drop is the freshest adhesive with all the ingredients mixed. So with the adhesive shaker, you're only going to have to shake your adhesive about a minute before your day starts. You can do it in between. That will vary on how long you work as a lash artist throughout the day. But at LivBay, we shake it one time, and then depending on if it's an 8-hour shift or a 10-hour shift, they may shake the adhesive, or if they're switching up the adhesive, they'll shake it again. So all you're gonna do is just turn it on, let it shake 30 seconds to a minute, usually a minute, just to get it at a good consistency. Most of our adhesives are a thinner viscosity. I would say our clear and sheer collection is a little bit more on the medium side. So sometimes you'll know just by dropping your first glue dot whether you've shaken it properly, because if it's gooey, then you may have to shake it a little bit longer. And that's a good indication that your adhesive may be bad as well if it's super gooey and it's not supposed to be. So here we've shaken it. If you're shaking it by hand, just remember, shake side to side. The reason for that is because anytime you shake your adhesive up and down, it's going up the nozzle. And if you've ever had your adhesive stick to the cap and get completely stuck to where it doesn't come off at all, that's from shaking it up and down. Thinner viscosity adhesives are very finicky. So if you're shaking up and down, chances are you're going to get the cap stuck to it, and then your adhesive is bad, and we don't want to be wasting money. So the reason why you want to burp your adhesive is because the second drop is going to be the most fresh, not the first one. So we use foil at LivBay. A lot of the time we will put our adhesive drops on gentle paper tape, or you can do foil. I'm going to be showing you guys with a glue ring how to put your adhesive in the glue ring and why we use foil. It will actually save a ton of money on glue rings because you're only replacing the foil. You're not replacing the entire glue ring. Okay, so when you open your adhesive, you never want to see anything like this. So if you can see properly, this is extra residue that wasn't wiped off. Now, luckily we got the cap off, which is amazing, but something as little as this, like just this little residue, can cause the cap to get completely stuck, and then you pretty much have to chuck your adhesive out. So you want to make sure that you're wiping it with a lint-free, cotton-free pad. Keep in mind that cotton has a reaction with cyanocrylate, so you want to use a lint and cotton-free pad, or you can go the cheaper route, which I love, which is just using foil. So at LivBay, we use foil just to wipe it. So what you want to do is you want to burp the adhesive. We always burp the first drop in the foil, and then we just wipe it with the foil. So all you're going to do when you burp is you're just going to squeeze the bottle just a little bit, and then you're going to completely wipe it. I like to kind of wipe and turn, and that way it gets most of it off. There is just a little excess from whoever used this glue bottle incorrectly before, but that is what you're going to do when you go to burp your adhesive. Now we're ready to start with a fresh adhesive dot. So with your glue ring, this is just an amazing trick to save your glue rings, because sometimes it does get expensive having to purchase all of these supplies as a lash artist. So you're going to drop your glue dots. When you're doing that, you never want to necessarily squeeze the bottle. You're already gently squeezing when you burp it, and what happens with that is you're actually getting air inside the bottle. So all you really have to do is just let gravity kind of pour it out. This is a thinner viscosity, so it's a lot easier. You just tip it over. I have my glue dot in here. The foil is in the the glue ring. So around 15 minutes, and that will vary just depending on your atmosphere, but we swap our glue dots every 15 minutes. All you're going to do is you are going to just literally take the foil off and throw it away. And then you'll line the glue ring with a fresh piece of foil. And then you'll put a new glue dot in that foil. And that will save your glue rings. So a bag of glue rings will really last you a long time rather than just putting it directly in the glue ring. Another thing with glue rings is you never want to mix old adhesive with new adhesive. When you're doing a fresh dot, you never want old to mix with new. You'll have a lot of retention issues due to that. So let's say that the 15 minutes is up. I'm just going to take out the foil and dispose of that. And then I'll grab a new piece of foil and I will line it with my glue ring. And I'll continue to do that throughout the service. And you only need a little piece. So foil is usually $2 to $3, and that can last you a really long time. When using adhesive, you definitely want to be storing it properly. This will make or break your lash glue. If it is sitting next to a bonder, what that can do is completely dry out your adhesive, and it can also make your bonder really thick and gooey. We've actually seen that a few times with a Climax bonder, or if you're in a full service salon with hair chemicals. So if you're in a full service salon, you really want to be careful with how you store your adhesive because a lot of the hair chemicals can cancel out the ingredients in the bonder or the adhesive. So you definitely want to make sure that you're storing it correctly. Here at LivBay, we have these cute little canisters, or you can get them from other companies, but it's a great way to store your adhesive. Keep in mind that adhesive works at its best when it's in range. So if for some reason you're not in control of the thermostat wherever you work, I would highly suggest to take your adhesives home. That way you can store it correctly and your adhesive will last a lot longer. Here at LivBay, we advise everybody to store their adhesive in an airtight container, never refrigerate it. Be careful if you have it on a cart next to a window. That way there's no direct sunlight. You don't want it to get overheated. Also, if you're having a difficult time with your humidity, you can buy a warm mist humidifier. That will work a lot better than a cool mist humidifier. So if you're trying to get your humidity up, warm mist humidifier, you can literally get them from walmart.com or Amazon. And then if you have too much moisture in the air, you can get a dehumidifier. If you're working in a larger area, sometimes it's really hard to control. So you can even get a room divider. I know they have them on Amazon as well. That will help tidy up your space so that way you can control your humidity a little bit more. Always keep in mind that when you're purchasing your adhesive, you want to get a hygrometer first because you want to know what your levels are in your room. From there, you can purchase the perfect glue for you. Just make sure it's within range with the humidity and the temperature and of course the dry time. If you're a newer lash artist, please try and stay away from half-second dry time adhesives because your hands are still slower and you're learning your craft. So you don't want to be rushed by a faster drying adhesive. Take your time with it, be patient, and as you get faster and more experience with your hands, then you can get a better adhesive that matches you perfectly. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I hope you guys got a ton of value. Question for you is, do you shake your adhesive by hand or use a glue shaker? Go ahead and comment below. We hope to see you guys in the next video.